All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I know that your time is valuable, but we are just so grateful that you're here. Whoever invited you, you're here for a reason and know that. I do not take anything like this for granted because I know that God appointed me at the right time, at the right place for these products for a lot of the same reasons that maybe you're on here for. You might have your own story starting up. You might have being curious and starting to try to figure out what these products are or something, or maybe you saw a testimony, whatever it is that you're here for that reason. So thank you so much for tuning in and getting on. But we're going to share a little bit about our story and kind of where God has led us to today. So my name is Cassey Howard. Tell you a little bit about myself. Back 8 years ago, I was a struggling mom. I lived on the floor. I was in agonizing pain all the time. I had stage 4 endometriosis, PCOS, and ionosis. I just tell people I had a lot of female issues that were not fun. Had multiple surgeries and was told I needed a hysterectomy to continue life pretty much and to feel normal. And you know how God tells you that something's not right? I just felt like something wasn't right. So I started really looking in then at what could I do differently. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do the endometriosis diet. I'll do CrossFit. I'll do whatever I can, even though I'm already unmotivated, struggling, tired, all of that. I'm going to try to put this all in my own health in my hands. And then I started noticing a lot of women going to the endometriosis center in Atlanta. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this is what I'm praying for. Obviously, women are going there, and maybe this is, what is going to be the key to my success, because obviously these doctors know what they're talking about and they know how to handle people like me. Well, long story short, I started joining Facebook groups of women because I like making sure, and researching and stuff like that. And so I started watching a lot of women coming out of that or I say it's like a cancer center, but coming out of the endometriosis center. And I already had my paperwork. I already had appointments getting ready and scheduled, even a neuro appointment. And I started noticing all these women coming out of there a few months later saying, like, whoa, I had this doctor. He did this surgery on me, but now I'm still having pain like anybody else. Like it was almost they were trying to validate, like, is this supposed to be how it's supposed to be? Like I thought I was supposed to be better. And I thought, why in the world would I go for another failed surgery? I already had two. And so if these women are coming out of here and having, no help in their health either, why in the world would I could put my body into somebody else's hands that aren't going to help me as well? And so Plexus came up several times. I joked at it, laughed at it. I thought it was a scam, all the things like, why would a probiotic help me? Why would anything like this help me when no doctor could? Literally, I had doctor after doctor, surgery after surgery. Nobody could help me. And I laughed at it until God literally threw it in my face. And when I say he literally threw it in my face, it was handed to me for free because I was that stubborn. Um, I, I don't know. We just didn't believe in stuff like this, right? So I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? And so I started taking the products and I started taking them faithfully. And I remember month 3, because nothing comes quickly, nothing good comes quickly. And I'm so glad that people kept me going because I know me, I was in the quick fix stuff back then. I thought it's a week. I don't see anything, like why I'm done, not working, right? And thankfully, people kept telling me to just keep going. And I'm so grateful I kept going. So long story short, my 3rd month, I was like, I'm cleaning the refrigerator. I'm like doing stuff that I probably should have been doing, but I have the motivation to. And then I'm actually working out and enjoying it. I'm doing several dance classes and all these things. And wait, I don't have a ruptured cyst. Oh, sorry. My daughter's getting a phone call. Could y'all hear that or no? Could you hear the phone call? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Hopefully it doesn't go off 100 times, but you know how kids are. Do, 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 do. Anyway, long story short, I wasn't having a ruptured cyst. So every month I would have a cyst that would pretty much rupture almost every month. And I knew when it was coming, I knew it was about to happen. I was like, I haven't had one in a while. What is going on? So then my husband's like, this is all placebo effect. There's just no way. There's no way. Let's just do one more month and then we'll see. Because obviously I'm paying for my products by this point. So month 4 comes around and we're like, okay, this is crazy. So that was 8 years ago and I've had no symptoms, none, no ruptured cysts, no backstabbing pain, no, I look bloated and 9 months pregnant. None of that right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll always have that underlying autoimmune issue, but I'm not having the issues that are caused by it, like the cysts and things of that nature. That is not there. It's not present. I even had a ultrasound done and stuff, and nothing was found. Nothing was present. I have it on paperwork because I wanted to verify it was gone. And so when I say that these products do literally miracles, I don't know what else can do that other than God. And I truly believe that God put these in my hands to help heal me on this earth and through these supplements. And so that is what I absolutely love. I absolutely love that now. I did not want this as a career, but it has definitely been a blessing. It was community that I never thought that I ever wanted, but I didn't realize how lonely I was and how much I needed adult time. And this has definitely provided that in more ways that I could fathom. So I'm getting adult time. I'm getting to be able to homeschool my kids and be with my kids more out now. I get to set my own schedule. And if I want to wear my house shoes, my slippers, and call in sick, I can as often as I want. I can do all of that. And it is a beautiful thing because, yes, it is work, but it's beautiful work. It's this. I get to share my testimony. I get to help others feel better. And I cannot recognize any other job that helps people like we do, but also love on people like we do, and helping people get to the root and the core issues of what's going on. And I'm going to have Julia share kind of what we started on and how that works, but I'm also going to have her share her story too.
Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your night to come and listen, because this is how we educate people. This is how we get information out so that people start understanding why gut health is truly instrumental in your overall health, longevity, and all. I am Julia. I have been a nurse for going on 24 years this year. And I have worked bedside nursing. I was 5 years ER, and the last 15 I've been in obstetrical ICU is basically what it is. Labor and delivery, high risk obstetrics. And I I guess I was kind of stubborn, kind of like Cassey. She reached out to me for a good 6 years on trying Plexus and telling me to give it a shot, because she knew my husband and I were very natural oriented and natural minded. And I put her off for a long time, thinking that it was actually a weight loss gimmick. And if you know me, I am very much a fan of healthy habits, healthy lifestyle, and not quick fixes, because that doesn't help people. And so I put that off for a long time, but come to the end of 2020, all of us know kind of or 2021, going out of COVID, especially in the nursing field and among a lot of other fields. I was a worn out, exhausted, and burnt out nurse who was drinking not monsters or anything like that. But I would buy the little caffeinated packets that you would add to your water. And I was going through 1 to 2 of those a day. And towards the end of the year, I started noticing I had heartburn for years. Since I was pregnant with my second daughter. So at that point, it was probably right around 8 years that I had been taking medication for heartburn. And I was noticing that I was needing more and more medication for that because my heartburn was getting worse and worse. I was starting to have anxiety. And I was really struggling. I had always struggled with bowel issues, but that was, to me, that was hereditary. So I just thought it was in my family, and that was just something I had to deal with. So I really didn't think of it something as being a fixable issue. It was hereditary to me. And so I hit up Cassey about the energy side of it. Oh, and I had had headaches fairly regularly at this point for a couple of years, but starting to get irregular migraines. And I hadn't really had headaches in my childhood. This was something that started after my third child was born. And so definitely something that was starting to become more and more regular. Anyways, I asked Cassey if I could try a few days samples of her products. And my story is a little bit different in the fact that I could tell a difference fairly quickly because I was taking stuff for energy. So keep that in mind, because the energy stuff you do notice a lot sooner, but it was clean. And I knew it was something that was good for my gut. So I knew if it was going to help me, I was going to be able to utilize that instead of the energy drinks I was taking. So I started using those. And when I started using them and I could tell a difference so quickly, I literally was like, oh my gosh, all my people need to hear about this. All my nurses need to know about, it was mind boggling to me. But what was funny was, fast forward a couple months, or a month, I went to one of the events that Cassey held, it just like an education training, because as a nurse, I wanted to know what was in these supplements. I was hearing testimony after testimony of how these things were helping people with diseases and issues that in the medical field, we never saw resolve. We just medicated. And so I went to one of her trainings to learn about the products. But what I actually came away with, I cannot tell you what I learned that day in the sense of about Plexus. But what I did get was I met probably 10 people, and I heard story after story after story of how gut health has transformed things like thyroid issues, autoimmune issues, um, obviously ulcerative colitis, which is a gut issue. So that made sense a little bit more. But things like skin issues, like things that in the medical sense, yes, swallowing issues, like things in the medical sense that you're never told can actually be healed. Um, if you give it the right things. We always medicated. We never thought that you could actually come down and come off of thyroid medicine. Like, who thought those things? So I was dumbfounded by the amount of information I was getting. So I literally started to deep dive into gut health and figure out why these things are so important. And what I have found from a nursing standpoint, the gut microbiome, your body is made up of gut microbiome more than any other organ in your body. So we could talk about skin being your biggest organ. Your skin is all microbiome. Your microbiome in your mouth, in your throat, down to your stomach, your microbiome in your reproductive parts. I was going to say another word, but Cassey probably would have been like Julia. But that's just my nurse coming out
I
at
was
me.
about to say she was an OB, like she was obviously that was her,
Yeah.
area.
So those words come out of my mouth with no problem. So sorry, I shielded you all. So, but everything that is inside of you basically has microbiome attached to it, which is why gut health is so incredibly imperative. And I want you to hear me when I say this. One of the biggest things that I remember is that I was on a probiotic. When I started with Cassey, I told her, she asked me, I said, she's like, are you on a probiotic? And I said, I am. And I was on a good one. I was on one that you refrigerate that had 80 billion bacilli, and like all these big things that you get at the Whole Food store. I was on a good probiotic, you guys, but it was not doing any of this. My heartburn was still getting worse, like all these different things. And so what I found is at the first convention, which if you guys are up for a girls' weekend to Vegas this summer, you can come with us. But at convention, they have their doctors and their nutritionists, their dietitians and stuff out to be able to talk to you. And that was like, to me, that right there is like the holy grail of medicine. Medicine to me has always been something that should be medicine, nutrition, holistic herbs, like all these things combined, but medicine doesn't see it that way. And I know that I work in it. But what Plexus does is they have holistic doctors, they have naturopath doctors, they have scientists, they have herbalists, they have physicians, dietitians that all work together to make up these supplements that work together to be powerful in your system. And I think that honestly is like the holy grail right there. When I went to convention and started asking questions, like that is what I was learning, is that you have all these people that do all these different things to come up with the exact right things that your and my bodies need to be able to heal in a lot of different ways. And so that's why we have issues like your skin, clearing up. You have girls that have acne for years that haven't been able to find anything, and all of a sudden they're taking this and their skin clears up. I mean, it's a gut issue, you guys. And if we would realize that in medicine, I am prayerfully working on some of them as much as they will listen to me, because we can be powerfully helping people, truly, truly helping people, not just medicating them, if we can address their gut issues. And so with me, I took the products for about 3 months, and I was able to come completely off of my heartburn medicine. No, I didn't need anything for anxiety. My bowel issues completely cleared up. I have not had a migraine in at least probably 2.5 years. And my headaches are a rarity. Like I may get them when the bariatric pressure shifts, but other than that, I don't get them anymore. My husband, who I want to just share this just real quick because this is really big for him. He struggled with allergies his entire life, to the point where he would have to get allergy injections sometimes whenever the spring would roll around. For the last year and a half, he doesn't even take Zyrtec anymore, you guys. Like, that's huge. Like, he doesn't hardly need anything. He still will get the sniffles periodically, but nothing to the point of what it used to be. But it's all because we've addressed his gut health, you know? So what we started on, the foundational regimen that we have, that Cassey and I both started on, and we encourage every single person to start on this if they're looking for true health changes, is the triplex regimen. The triplex regimen consists of a probiotic called BioCleanse. Oh, sorry, Cassey. Probiotic called ProBio5. Sorry, I misspoke there. ProBio5. One of the biggest things with ProBio5 that makes a difference in ours versus a lot of the ones you'll find is it has digestive enzymes in it, and it has a specific enzyme called chitinase in it that helps to break apart Candida yeast. Now, here's the thing. Candida yeast, real quick, I'm going to geek out on you just because I feel like it's super important. Candida yeast is something that your body naturally produces, but it is supposed to not be alive and living in your system. The good bugs, your body is full of good bugs, your microbiome is full of good bugs. Those are supposed to outweigh the bad bugs. What happens is when we have a shift and we have the bad bugs start to overcome the good bugs, your candida begins to grow. And that's what ends up making people sick. So that's what ends up making them have disease and all these different things. The chitinase, this probiotic specifically is the only one I've ever found with chitinase in it. But chitinase breaks apart the candida. Candida has a hard shell over it. And so it's really hard for a lot of probiotics to impede and get rid of. And that's where our probiotic really wins, hands down. The probiotic, ProBio5, BioCleanse is the other supplement that's in there. And that one is a magnesium, citric acid, and bioflavin combination that helps to cleanse your system. When you take it, you don't automatically poop. So just to throw that out there, it is a slow process, but it is helping pull out those toxins and that inflammation from your system. And then the last product that Cassey was first showing is our pink drink, our slim. A lot of people have already heard about that. But let me tell you, the misconception is that the pink drink and slim is a weight loss drink. And that is not actually the case. The pink drink and slim is a prebiotic. It is made in a drink form. It absorbs better that way. It's powerful to be able to feed those good microbes that you're putting back into your body so that you can rebalance out and make your good microbes outweigh your bad microbes. The thing is, if you have one or the other, they work still good. But if you don't have all three of them, if you're trying to heal from certain things, you're not going to see the type of healing that your body really needs. Most adults will start on this. We do have a kids line, but even for certain things, my children all take this regimen. My 8-year-old, she started when she was 6. And when that is with kids, we pop it open and put it in like a bite of yogurt or something like that. But my kids drink the slim and they love it. So that is our triplex. That is our foundational gut regimen that we have, that we try to start everyone on if they're looking for whole health. Cassey, I think, is going to talk a little bit on one of the other ones, and then I think we're going to wrap up.
Yeah. The difference, as you see with these two pink drinks really quick, is one smaller than the other. The difference is they both have prebiotics. They do the exact same thing. The only difference is this one is bigger because it has more fiber in it. So it's called Hunger Control Slim. So it makes you stay fuller longer. So somebody that's looking for more of an appetite suppressant or needing something like that, the more research I'm finding, somebody like me with endometriosis or PCOS or things of that nature, we're insulin resistant. And so we're hungrier more often. It's not that our bodies aren't full. It's that literally the brain function, it doesn't work very properly. And this helps you actually feel like you're still full. And so the difference with that's why I do this one. But this one is a microbiome one, and it just purely is for gut. It doesn't have the extra fiber that you see here. So that's the only difference between these two. They still do a lot of the same properties, helping you with balanced blood sugars, things of that nature, help you not crave sugar, all of that. And I tell people if they can, alternate, as in like I do this one for like lunch before lunch, and I'll do this one before dinner. And so I'm getting both good and, good properties of both. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is our 3-day reset. You might have been seeing that around. It is my absolute favorite. I just had one of our girls in our reset group that we are doing every single Monday. She lost 9 pounds on it. And of course, this is with our triplex. So she lost 9 pounds. I had another girl lose 12. And I had another girl lose 4. It just depends on what your body's holding on to and how many toxins that it needs to release. That's why I absolutely love this 3-day reset. So you're going to get this box. If you're simple like me, I'm on the go. I'm a homeschool mom. I don't have time to do big strenuous things that I have to remember all of, right? So you have day 1, day 2, day 3. Everything you eat and drink is inside of these boxes. And the other thing is if you're a checkbox person, you can check these off and it tells you when to take them and all of that, which is really nice. It makes it simple, right? So you have all of your soups, your protein bars, your protein shake, your drinks in here, like our active, which is our clean energy drink. You get our hydrate, which is an electrolyte. Everybody needs magnesium and zinc. We need all of this, right? Every single morning. You should, or leg cramps. If you have those, that's probably why. Protein bar, a lot of great things come all in this box. Like I said, you get soups. So you get a tomato soup and then you get a bone broth. Again, every day is the exact same. And it's only 3 days. So usually when I have somebody that has a lot of autoimmune issues or things of that nature, I have them start that and then we pair up with the triplex and we continue that journey on because you're not going to see results normally very quickly. I tell people if you have had these problems for 10 years, give these products 10 months. And it's a continual thing. Like for me, I go to work out and I eat healthier because I want my body to be that way. I always, for 8 years, I've taken these products because I don't want to go back to where I was. And so that is why we continue taking these products every single day because we want our bodies to be prone and feeling at their best. Julia, did you have something?
I was just going to mention one of the things I love about the reset box is that it is a cellular detox. So it basically gets into your cells and helps to flush your cells. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with the word autophagy, but autophagy is basically when your cells clean themselves, like they get down to the nitty gritty and they get rid of all the dead and dying cells and your body replaces them with healthy rejuvenated cells. So even if people aren't looking at this for weight loss, which again, I use this a lot for a lot of my clients that I don't even necessarily need weight loss, I take it every 6 weeks or so because it is a really, really great detox. So it's a very phenomenal tool to be able to use to kind of kickstart doing just a detox and a good cleanup of your body on a regular basis. So, Cassey,
Yep.
did you have anything else?
No, that's it. And if you guys had questions, please reach out to us or reach out to the person that invited you. And if you want this recording, I will pop it up on YouTube so you can share with your friends and your family. Because the one thing that we do about why we do this is because we want the word out. We want to be able to help as many people as we can when they don't feel like there's any hope, when they feel like they've done everything possible, but yet this could be it. This could be the one thing that they're needing for their health. And so please pass this along when we send you that link, or if you would like it, please reach out. And just thank you guys again for coming. I know we're a little over time, but we wanted to make sure that we gave you all that information out. And so thank you again for just spending that time, and we'll hopefully chat with you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.